The Oebaba Irrigation Scheme delivers hope in Timor-Leste. The soundless friendship of Yokohama. New organic wave in French wine manufacturing. Overcoming the language barrier with art. Painter Seo-bo and the art of emptying. Hello, welcome to Going Global. I'm your host, Jung Se-mi. A woman in the United States had a nice surprise during a dinner at an Italian restaurant when she bit on a rare pearl. The pearl was found to be a rare purple quahog worth $600, and a geologist claimed that the chances of finding one of such quality was 1 in millions. The lucky woman plans to fashion the pearl into a necklace as a good luck charm. As for the restaurant she dined at, many diners started flocking to the restaurant and ordering the same dish in the hopes of finding a pearl for themselves. Well, maybe we will hear another repeat of this good fortune. Whether big or small it will be, I wish all of our viewers very good luck. And now, let's turn to our first story of today's show. The Southeast Asian nation of Timor-Leste, or East Timor, has been suffering from water shortages caused by abnormal weather. An irrigation scheme developed by a Korean corporation has recently opened, providing the much-needed help to the farmers in the region. Let's find out more.
This is Oebaba, located 5 hours away from Dili, the capital city of Timor-Leste. The residents gather, all look excited. They are here along with major government figures to celebrate the completion of the Oebaba Irrigation Scheme. Timor-Leste has been suffering from severe water shortages caused by climate changes for the past few years. Despite the 6-month rainy season, farmers have suffered from droughts and a lack of water control. A Korean construction company took up the job of developing an irrigation scheme in 2013. Since then, the government and citizens have held high hopes. It's the first irrigation scheme in Timor-Leste to be developed by a Korean corporation, and it has been the focus of the local press.
여러분 저희들 이 이리게이션 공사로 인해서 많은 분들이 물과 생활용수와 농업용수로 이용할 수 있을까 저희들은 큰 기대를 하고 있습니다.
At last, the gate is opened, and the water that everyone has been waiting for streams forth. The irrigation system draws water from the Beluic River and provides water to 3,000 hectares in the Jumali and Hataudo districts. Some 2,500 farmers will now have easier access to water for both farming and living.
Moving on to our next story. Despite their geographical proximity, there are times when Korea and Japan are anything but neighbors. However, in the arts field, there is a growing number of successful collaborations between artists of the two countries. Recently, dancers and artists from the two countries came together for a performance in the Yokohama Dance Collection. Let's take a closer look.
White flowers decorate the stage. Although they look real, they're actually made of plastic. A dancer approaches these still flowers and breathes life into them. Korean and Japanese artists held a joint performance at the famous Yokohama Dance Collection.
人の動きと音と、光とそういったものが複合的に交わるということはすごく面白いなと思いますし。
The choreographer is Chung Young-do, a Korean teacher of dance at a Japanese university. Chung was inspired by the work of Japanese installation artist Junko Maruyama.
마리아모 준코 씨 꽃을 집에다 두고 많이 좀 생각을 했습니다. 그래서 될 수 있으면 제 안무나 움직임들이 꽃의 이미지로부터 벗어나지 않고 잘 어울릴 수 있는 작품을 만들려고 그렇게 좀 신경을 많이 썼습니다.
While there have been many artistic exchanges between Korean and Japanese dancers, there haven't been any joint performances by dancers and artists from the two countries.
十分に日韓2つの国に関しては交流をされてきた、その交流の仕方はもう本当に成熟した形だと思うんですけども、お客様非常に喜んでいただいて。
The artists faced some difficulties while preparing for the performance due to cultural and language differences. However, they cooperated through art and produced good results.
動きだとか速さとかリズムとかそういうのが加わるっていうのは新しい体験だったっていう意味ではすごく新鮮な体験をさせていただいたのとか、とても異文化を体験した感じで面白かったです。
Artists from Korea and Japan will collaborate once again for another joint performance at next year's Yokohama Dance Collection.
Our next story takes us to France. France is one of the major producers of wine in the world, and a new wave has been sweeping through its wineries. A growing number of wineries have taken to producing wine without adding any artificial additives in the process, and instead utilizing the power of nature. How has this new type of wine been received? Let's find out more.
This village filled with grapevines is in Alsace in eastern France. As expected of a region famous for its wine production, there are numerous wineries in the village. We visited one of them, which is known to make a special kind of wine. Winery owner Andre Stentz is making wine here under the government regulations for organic certification. Stentz uses next to no chemicals in the entire process, from cultivating grapes to aging the wine.
Mon souci à moi, c'est pas de faire de la grande quantité. Mon souci à moi, c'est de faire des vins qui soient bons, sans artifice.
There are many things to consider when making organic wine, such as monitoring the weather and the grapevines constantly and replacing oak barrels every 3 years. Stentz rigorously sticks to every regulation and process.
Et donc, il y a des gens qui, au lieu de prendre des barriques, ont ajouté des copeaux. Je suis pas d'accord avec ça. Je pense qu'il faut respecter les règles, il faut avoir une certaine éthique et être droit dans ce qu'on fait.
As of late, the number of winemakers who are using little or no chemicals to make what's called naturalist wine is on the rise. About 5,000 wineries in all of France are making naturalist wine. That's 20% of the total wine produced.
Alors bio parce que je tiens à préserver nos terroirs et la santé ma santé tout d'abord et aussi la santé des consommateurs.
Shops specializing in naturalist wine are easy to find in urban areas. Moreover, among wine drinkers, these additive-free wines are becoming a trend.
Ouais, le vin, ça fait voyager, hein. Les Français, on est voyageurs, donc voilà, c'est plein de parfums, plein d'odeurs, plein de goûts qui sont à chaque fois à découvrir, donc c'est pas juste boire pour s'hydrater, c'est aussi pour un plaisir.
The popularity of organic wines has led to the recent opening of the world's largest organic wine exhibition in France. About 4,500 people from 15 nations attended the exhibition. The exhibition showed that the interest in naturalist wine is no longer confined to France, but is spreading across Europe.
The retail monopoly has actually set an objective that by 2020, 10% of all their sales in the stores should be organic. And with that, of course, the market, consumers and the importers, we follow that trend and we bring more and more organic wines into the market.
Wineries can create a substantial amount of wine quickly with the help of artificial additives. However, such wine cannot recreate the depth and flavor infused by nature.
Moving on to our next story. As part of the ongoing 2015-2016 Korea-France bilateral exchange, art students from the two nations have taken part in an interesting experiment. Let's take a closer look.
A common plastic basket is perched on a jjigae, a Korean traditional A-frame carrier. It's an unusual sight, a Korean jjigae on a French street.
사람들이 어떠한 낯선 사물을 보여줬을 때 과연 그거에 대한 관심도가 생기느냐 안 생기느냐에 따른 테스트를 좀 해봤어요. 근데 일단 뭐 이들에게 좀 생소한 지게라는 오브제랑 그 다음에 프랑스에서 예전부터 쓰던 바스켓을 조합해서.
The walls are covered solely with the pages from French dictionaries. The imagery signifies how an empty space has been filled with the contents of dictionaries.
Question de langage, de mélange de culture, etc. Et du coup, on avait envie de symboliser cette pièce et du coup d'y fonder l'idée qu'on s'était fait du dictionnaire et du langage et du coup de la rencontre entre les Coréens et les Français.
This is an exchange center for Korean and French art students, and the event is part of the 2015-2016 Korea-France bilateral exchange. The students were as awkward as when Koreans and French first met 130 years ago, but the two groups were able to communicate through the common subject of art.
De difficulté ou de jouer avec la langue, mais qui au final ne nous empêche pas de créer ensemble et qui apporte justement peut-être un peu d'enjeu au travail. Le problème de la langue qui est des fois un atout qui peut aussi devenir un inconvénient.
문화의 차이랑 생각의 차이 그리고 단어 하나에서 오는 약간 많은 오역들이 이렇게 겹치면서 많은 어려움이 있으면서도 그 사이에서도 되게 재미있는 생각들이 많이 나오는 것 같아요.
During this month-long session, the students formed new teams each week and collaborated on a new piece of work. Everyone felt that it was a good opportunity to work in a different environment and approach art from different angles.
교육이 가지는 장단점들이 있고 문화가 가지는 장단점들이 있는 것 같아요. 근데 그런 것들이 이 워크숍을 통해서 학생들한테 이렇게 전달됐으면 좋겠어요.
The participants will come to Korea this September and complete and exhibit their works in Korea.
Our last story takes us to London. Korean artist Park Seo-bo, known as the master of 단색화 or monochrome painting, has held a solo exhibition in London's Wide Cube Gallery. He is the first Korean artist to be featured in the gallery. And let's dive into Park Seo-bo's world of art right now.
These works were all created with abstract pencil strokes. Artist Park Seo-bo emphasizes the aesthetics of emptiness in his series of works known as Ep50.
난 뭐를 그리지 않아. 모두 그린 게 없으니까 다 그냥 나를 비우는 일입니다. 이 그림이라는 건 내가 깨달은 것은 뭐냐? 나를 비워야 한다. 그러니까 마음이건 모든 걸 다 비워버리는 거죠.
Park recently held a solo exhibition at London's White Cube Gallery, considered the most prominent gallery in the United Kingdom. He was the first Korean artist to be invited by the gallery's director. The exhibition featured 16 paintings from his Ep50 series, made between 1967 and 1981.
We discussed it at length, and I felt that it was particularly important to start from the beginning of this series, which, if you like, is when the artist found his artistic voice.
Art fans and connoisseurs visited the exhibition in droves, and all of his pieces, worth millions of dollars, were sold.
So very sort of therapeutic and calming and soothing. Something that I would love to have myself, and I also know a few clients of mine who are very keen on the work as well.
I find this exhibition very intriguing. I'm interested in artists who say a lot to us, but with a very limited vocabulary. I'm a very strong believer that less is more.
Following the London exhibition, Park's works will be featured in Hong Kong, Japan, and New York. This year, Park will be 86 years old. and he aims to continue working on the art of emptying.
모든 삶을 비워내는 겁니다. 그래서 그림은 수신하는 도구라는 거예요. 나에게 있어서 그림이라는 건 수신하는 도구요. 그림이라는 건 결과적으로는 수신 과정의 찌꺼기가 그림이라는 다른 의미 없다는 거예요.
I hope you enjoyed today's stories on Going Global. Over in the United States, a new type of place called the anger room has been gaining popularity. Also known as rage room in other parts of the world, the anger room is a place where visitors can reserve a room and basically destroy things. Visitors can demolish mannequins, sofas, desks, and other everyday things that you see in a typical house. And prior to the demolition, visitors are equipped with safety equipment and given a weapon of choice, although apparently bats and sledgehammers are the most popular items. And these facilities are also popping up in Canada, Poland, Russia, and Italy, and they all advertise themselves as a highly effective way of relieving stress. Well, do you agree? In a way, these rooms reflect the amount of stress that we face in the world today. Going Global will be back next week with more exciting and interesting stories from all around the world. Thank you for watching.